When I was a young girl growing up in the Philippines, my parents would spend a lot of effort teaching me about respect. I grew up in a culture where it is a big no-no to challenge the elders, as this is perceived as either talking back or a form of disrespect. When I started schooling, I was trained not to sit down until my teacher would told me so, nor answer any question without raising my hand first. And when I spoke, I always have to speak to my teacher by either calling them sir or ma'am, otherwise be ready to be sent to the principal's office. In our culture, to dispute is disrespectful. To say no is disobedience. That was a picture of a 7-year-old me receiving my award as the valedictorian in class. You can see from my body language how shy I was, all bowed down in front of my teachers and my school principal. After all, who am I in front of all of these authorities? I later understand that this learning was coined by Geert Hofstede as power distance. And that means it is acceptable to have inequality within a societal order. High power distance is deeply engraved in the culture of Filipinos, and I would say also in most of other Asian countries. In Denmark, for example, it is the contrary, because in Denmark we have low power distance, where people would freely speak up their mind, whoever they are talking to. So just imagine how it is a cultural challenge for us to ramp a shared service center staff with 100% Filipinos servicing 100% non-Filipinos. And that is an excerpt I copied from Jacob Larson. At that time, we were migrating work from Ringkobing factory to Manila. And people from the factory in Denmark were fearing for their jobs. So just imagine the high level of emotions happening in those early engagement meetings. The high power distance engraved in our culture of our employees did not help for sure. Our people were too afraid to ask questions. No one would challenge the process. No one could say no when things were not feasible. Again, for us, to dispute is disrespectful. To say no is disobedience. Knowing that this is a problem, we tried to look at ways how we could flatten that power distance gap. And for us, it starts first with a mindset change, cultural awareness. A while ago, we talked about biases. We talked about how to be self-aware so that we will not fall trap into that autopilot behaviors. That's what we have done in our employees. We try to make them understand who we are and who are our stakeholders and how do we adjust in different situations. Second, we also give them opportunities to be part of global cross-functional teams, either as a lead or as subject matter experts. And third, we give them also a venue for us to facilitate open communication channels so that our people could informally talk to our leaders and to every one of us about anything, maybe sports, running, brown bag sessions, coffee with birthday celebrants and all the like. Again, with that intent to flatten that power distance gap. In parallel, we have seen our stakeholders, which are mostly all of you here. You also have that eagerness to help us with this. Again, that is through partnership. What works for us is building relationships, having those regular check-ins and one-to-ones, asking questions, encouraging us to speak up more, and that means you talking less and listening more. Validating understanding. That gives us an opportunity to have an open space, to build a trust, and to have that collaborative ideas for brainstorming. It has been quite a journey for us in Manila Shared Service Center. And for a time and over the years, we have seen how we have gained the trust of our stakeholders. Initially, we started with just 7 employees. Now we're up to 800. I know we still have a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to do. But with high level of trust and openness built within teams, I know we can overcome those cultural barriers together. Thank you.